Yo, what up? Welcome to another episode of the Oakland Warriors podcast. I'm Patrick, and I am joined by my good friend, Vu Bang. What's up, Vu Bang?
Hey, Patrick. Ready for a pool party?
Oh, yeah. Always ready for a pool party on Poole Island. So you wanted to talk about Jordan Poole, something about his draft year. What'd you have in mind?
So here's what happened. On a whim, I was thinking, I'm just going to go back to see what all of the NBA talking heads and Bleacher Reports out there are saying about Jordan Poole. And I'm sure some of them have already done a redraft and put Jordan Poole back up to, top 15 or top 10 or whatever you want to call it. And when I looked it up, the last redraft I found was from February 2021. And I was like, oh, okay. And I read it and I was like, whoa, Jordan Poole's nowhere in this top 30 list. And then I read the Warriors portion at number 28, where they talked about, hey, Jordan Poole is in the G League right now, so we know exactly where he belongs, So I thought, would it be great to actually redraft the redraft and just call out these guys and see whether or not you would want any of these players above Jordan Poole right now, right here and right now.
Well, didn't he go to the G League and have that transformative run in March, right?
Yeah, that was right after. I'm going to go through a February 2021 Bleacher Report redraft, and then I'm going to name a bunch of players, and then you tell me at what point is it that you would actually pick Jordan Poole over any of these other players that they redrafted. And we're not going to start with the actual draft, because there's been a lot of basketball played since then. So I'm going to trust the Bleacher Report redraft, because just so you remember, Smailagic was chosen at 39 in the draft. So that's the level of drafting that we're talking about.
Okay. All
right. So number one is Zion. It's a trick question already.
I'll take a healthy Zion for sure.
Yeah, that's such a cop-out move.
Okay, so you're saying Zion now with all the foot issues?
Yeah, I mean, he legit might not be as good as we think he is going to be.
Yeah, honestly, I'll take a Jordan Poole who can play over a Zion who can't. Because it's obvious that if Zion can play to his capabilities, you take Zion Williamson. But
how about for the Warriors, though? Let's just think about it this way. If you to trade the exact player right now. Zion Williamson is on the bench because he can't play.
No,
but he might come back.
Okay, so if he can play his normal self, you take Zion Williamson, hands down.
Got it. But if you were in this waiting pattern with him right now, would you take Jordan Poole? That's what I'm saying is there's actually a debate right now, which is crazy to think. That's how good Jordan Poole is right now.
This is a tough one because it's is he going to really be coming back full strength? I'll just say he's coming back in a couple months. I'll take Zion Williamson.
Okay, well, the next one's easy. It's Ja Morant.
Yeah, Ja Morant, hands down.
Okay.
Easy.
RJ Barrett.
Oh, man. RJ Barrett shooting 40%, 35 from 3, 6'6". I've never liked RJ Barrett. I'll take Jordan Poole.
All right. DeAndre Hunter.
I'll take Jordan Poole.
Darius Garland.
Ooh.
Actually, no. I'm sorry. The next up is Tyler Herro.
That's a tough one. They're mirrored of each other. I'll take Tyler Herro.
Wow. That's interesting. Keldon Johnson.
No. I mean, tell me why it's interesting. You think it's an obvious choice to take Jordan Poole?
I feel like Tyler Herro might have has already proven his upper limit. And I don't know if he's proven to get back up there. And he might just be bubble confident.
But man, basically he's shooting 44%, 39% from 3, and he's averaging about 21 points. I mean, he got called out for all the bubble stuff and just being maybe a little bit fraudulent last season, but he's come out pretty strong. He had a good early part of the season. I haven't honestly kept up with him since then, but the ups and downs of Tyler Herro aren't too different from the ups and downs of Jordan Poole. So, to shake it up, I'll say I'll take Herro.
All right. I mean, I can't argue against that. I mean, it's just kind of crazy to think that we're even talking about this as if
right?
compared to last year. Yeah. I mean, this is why this makes me so happy.
I mean, beginning of last season, I'm sure I said on this podcast a few times that Jordan Poole has no real NBA skill. that he's great at yet, And hey, he put in the
And
work. So
yeah, and this year we realize his true NBA skill is basketball. So there you go. All right, next up, Keldon Johnson.
I'll take.
He was picked 29th overall. He was picked right after Jordan Poole. So we actually could have gotten him.
I'll take Jordan Poole. I definitely think Poole has a higher ceiling and, in terms of like greater potential to be a quote unquote star player.
Next up, Brandon Clark.
That guy's solid, but I'll take Jordan Poole.
PJ Washington.
I'll go Jordan Poole just because of PJ Washington's choice in partners.
Darius Garland.
Darius Garland is good, man. That kid is good. I have an issue with him being 6'1". So a potential explosive scoring point guard who's 6'1" versus a potential explosive scoring shooting guard who's 6'4". This might be a homer take, and if anyone from Cleveland hears this, they'd probably argue with me, but I'll still go Poole. But Darius Garland, man, especially with Garland and the Cavs having like 3 6'10" 7-footers in their front line, they can afford to have Darius Garland out there.
All right, next up, Coby White.
I like that kid coming out of college, but I'll take Jordan Poole for sure.
BR report so has Eric Paschall going 12th here. So
yeah, Jordan Poole. It's crazy that Jordan Poole is this much better than Eric Paschall at this point, right? Because we kind of knew Paschall's limitations even in his rookie year, but we didn't think he would fall off a cliff last year and then just become like hey, Utah, take this guy off our hands, reunite him with his best friend. And, Jordan Poole is kind of taken off.
That's just what happens when you're playing a different brand of basketball in the middle of a Warriors game. It's very bizarre. It's like, it's like a bull in a china shop. Lou Dort.
I love that guy. Yeah. Oh, man, that's so a tough one.
Undrafted.
I love what he brings on the defensive end.
But for the Warriors, though, do we need a Lou Dort?
No, we need a Jordan Poole.
Yeah. Jackson Hayes.
That guy can fly. 6'11".
This is not a bad draft class, huh?
No. I mean, usually it takes a couple of years, right, to see who sticks and see who flames out. But yeah, there's a lot of guys who are making noise.
There's a lot of guys that just look like they've been in the league for a while.
I'll take Jordan Poole, but I'm a big Jackson Hayes fan just in terms of his size, 6'11", and athletic. So I'll take Poole.
Cam Reddish.
Cam Reddish looked way worse on the Knicks. I don't know what they're going to do with him. I don't know what Tibbs is thinking. His stats were way down after he got traded from the Hawks to the Knicks. So he might kind of just be lost and wandering, but he needs to find a good situation for him. I don't know if this is it. I don't really follow the Knicks that closely. Did you see him in the playoffs last year for the Hawks?
I did.
Last season? He would just come in, and there was one game where he hit like 4 or 5 threes or something. Over the offseason, I was like, man, I wish the Warriors had somebody like Cam Reddish. But then they drafted Jonathan Kuminga, and I was like, okay, somebody I like way more than Cam Reddish. So I'll go Jordan Poole. College basketball fans, join the action on the court during the biggest tournament of the year with DraftKings Sportsbook. Turn your team's victory into your own big win. New customers can bet $5 on any team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. It's that simple. If they win, you win. If Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet, you can still join the college hoops action with DraftKings Pools. Everyone can play free pools all March long for a shot at a share of over $250,000 in prizes. Simply join a pool and answer questions like, who will make it to the next round, and who will hit the most three-pointers? Then track your results. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code TBPN. Bet $5 on any college hoops team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. If they win, you win with promo code TBPN this week at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and over. Restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
All right, Matisse Thybulle.
I'll take Jordan Poole. I love Thybulle. I love him on defense. Obviously, like we've seen him give Steph problems, and I'm actually really surprised that dude is only 6'5". He looks and plays like he's 6'8" or something. But bottom line is Poole is just a much more dynamic player, and he has the ability to become a star rather than just be a role player, which I think is Thybulle's ceiling. a top tier role player, but I think Poole can be more than that. It's not a shoe-in, but I think he can be more than that, and we're seeing that. Thybulle is kind of like a poor man's late career Tayshaun Prince or something.
All right, I'm going to name two at a time now. Rui Hachimura and Grant Williams.
I'll take Jordan Poole.
All right, I'm going to skip everybody else and just name two more players. All right, you ready for this? These are
Wait, and whoever else you named, I don't even know, but I'll take Jordan Poole over him.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
All right, Talen Horton-Tucker.
Oh, God. Jordan Poole.
All right, and then the last one, Bol.
Jordan Poole. Those are easy enough. Talen Horton-Tucker, I'm sure he's fine, but like Lakers fans act like he's the second coming. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And he was injured, but he's still shooting 28% from three, 40% from the field. I just think that's all hype, It's just LA hype. And Lakers fans are like, okay, we'll have to give up THT and a first round pick for Simmons. My God.
Well, speaking of LA, what about Terrence Mann? God, I thought Terrence Mann was older than this. He was in this draft.
I like Terrence Mann a lot.
I do too, yeah.
6'5", and he's like more athletic. He shoots 38% from three, 46% from the field. I don't know. I might actually pull the trigger on that, man.
Exactly.
But Poole, again, has a higher ceiling. Like, man's like Thybulle, a definite solid top tier role player. But again, Poole has a chance to maybe be a star. Now, I don't know how big of a star Poole could be, right? Man is clearly a better defender. But, Poole, his offensive numbers, if he continues, and if he can ride through the rest of what's left of this season, and then through the playoffs playing as well as he has been through all of March, then that's a bigger sample size than the stretches we've seen. And if he can continue that, then he's a different player than we all thought he was going to be, even from the beginning of this season.
Terrence Mann feels like he's been in the league for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about him, but I kind of feel like Jordan Poole's trajectory is just going up. Like, I keep thinking about trajectory. And if you think about where he was at this time last year versus now, like, shouldn't he get better? He should get better.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly. You make a good point about trajectory and potential. I don't necessarily think Jordan Poole has an all-star game in his future, especially in an always stacked West backcourt.
Would you bet on him not making an all-star game ever, or bet on him making the all-star game 5 times in his career?
Oh, I would bet on him not making it ever over 5 times in his career, because there's just too many other guys, I think, to make it that many times. 1 year, 2 years, maybe. And I think he'll improve. I mean, obviously he's proven me and so many other people wrong over the last, calendar year, actually. So he can definitely improve more, but to do it 5 times, Clay's been 4 or 5 times? You have to get to a certain level of greatness to be an all-star that many times in your career. All right, well, that is another episode of the Oakland Warriors podcast. Be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Feel free to hit me up on Twitter at Patrick Epino, E-P-I-N-O, or at Oakland Warriors. Check us out at oaklandwarriors.com. And be sure to tell your fellow Warrior fan friends to tune in and listen. The Oakland Warriors podcast is produced by National Film Society and is a part of the Basketball Podcast Network. And if you're so inclined, please leave us a 5-star rating and say nice stuff about us in a review somewhere like on Apple Podcasts. That's it. Music in this episode provided by Paper Sun. Special thanks to Paul Amardo for production support. See you next time, and go Dubs.